Hello there, a very good morning to you at the Marbella Football Centre. The Republic of Ireland under-21s take on their Swiss counterparts. Both teams preparing for the upcoming European Championship qualifiers. The first group matches for the 2023 tournament kick off in September. Ireland start their campaign with away matches in Bosnia and Luxembourg. The Swiss have home and away matches against Gibraltar to look forward to. So the upcoming series of friendlies is a chance for team management to gel a new squad of players together. Jim Crawford's Irish side, they did beat Wales 2-1 in March in a friendly game. And after this match against the Swiss today, they face Australia's under-23 Olympic team on Wednesday before rounding off this training camp next Saturday against Denmark. It's Con Murphy on commentary for this game this morning. An early kickoff today to try to avoid the worst of the afternoon heat. It's still around 21 degrees coming up to kickoff, so conditions are good. As you can see, they're watering the pitch at the moment. A little warm, but there is a gentle breeze blowing as well, which will help the players. In this game, there will also be a water break midway point of each half for the players to take on some liquids and just to try and stay cool. The Swiss under-21s, they missed out on qualification for the latest European finals, finishing third in a tough group. Portugal, Croatia and England, the other three countries. The Swiss did beat England by 1-0, and that was an England team that contained the likes of Aaron Ramsdale, Eddie Nketiah, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Emile Smith-Rowe, amongst others. But today's Swiss team is going to be much changed from that side back in March. Obviously planning for the forthcoming championships. The Marbella Football Centre, fine facility. The Irish and Swiss teams have been here for a few days now. This facility is used for winter training by many of Europe's top clubs, notably Borussia Dortmund, who've used it a couple of times. Clubs from Belgium, Holland and so on, regulars here as well. The last time Ireland beat Switzerland at under-21 level was a European qualifier back in 2003. Ireland were 2-0 winners with both goals coming from Jonathan Walters. Since then, the Swiss have won 3 and drawn 1 in the last 4 meetings between the two sides. So the Swiss have had the upper hand of late, but at under-21 level, of course, with the turnover of players, it's nearly always a new team to face the opposition, so previous results really don't count for much. As you can see, the sun is shining. There's a small crowd in for the game today. Very pleasant conditions for the substitutes as well. Really is a fine facility in Marbella. The Swiss, who travelled down on Tuesday, have been here since then. Ireland came down on Thursday. Ireland missing a couple of players for this game, the likes of Dawson Devoy and Andy Lyons, who were involved in club action with their side Bohemians yesterday. In fact, both players scored in a 3-0 win against Waterford. A couple of other players who were called into the camp late, Anselmo Garcia McNulty and Bosun Lawel, they're not involved in today's match panel, but could well be for the game against Australia in midweek. And here come the Swiss side in all red for this game. Ireland in their traditional green and white colours. 3 friendlies in 6 days, as I was saying, for Jim Crawford's men. This game today, the match against Australia in midweek, and then finishing off the training camp with a match against Denmark next Saturday. It'll be an 11-day stay in all for Ireland in the south of Spain. Been led out by team captain Conor Coventry. Four players for Ireland today making their under-21 debuts. Oisin McEntee, Festi Ebosele, Lewis Richards and Ryan Johansson. There's been much talk about Ryan Johansson in the build-up to this game, playing his football with Sevilla. Has an Irish mother and Swedish dad, had born in Luxembourg and has represented Luxembourg and Sweden at underage level as well as Ireland. The match officials looking pretty relaxed ahead of this game. Local referees, Manuel Canton Marcos, the man in charge of today's game.
A continuación, escucharemos el himno
So before the game, time for the two national anthems. We start with our own Naveen. A very proud moment for these young men, pulling on the green jersey of Ireland at under-21 level, and as I say, for four of them, doing so for the first time today. Now it's the time for the Swiss national anthem. So we're nearly all set to go then. The Irish team, as I say, four debutants: Oisin McEntee, Festi Ebusele, Lewis Richards and Ryan Johansson. Also first under-21 starts for Tyreek Wright on the wing and Conor Grant in midfield. Conor Coventry, as I was saying, the Irish captain, 13 under-21 appearances under his belt as he captains the side. Like Jim Crawford, the Swiss boss Mauro Lustrinelli planning for the next European Championship qualifier. So lots of new faces in the Swiss squad. Midfielder Simon Som has already been capped at international senior level. He plays for Parma in Italy. Another player to keep an eye on is the number 19, Dario Males, who's been playing for Basel this season on loan from Inter Milan. Very talented player as he goes forward, and somebody that the Irish are going to have to keep a close eye on in this game. The Swiss number 19. So it's going to be Ireland to get us underway, playing right to left in this first half. Louis Watson of Derby County standing over the ball to get this match underway at the Marbella Football Centre in sunny south of Spain. And straight away the ball aimed out onto this left-hand side for JJ Coyote to chase, but a foul and an early free kick for the Swiss. Amir Saipi in goals for Switzerland. He's made a number of under-20 appearances, but this his first at under-21 level. Jan Kronig helping the ball forward, and it was missed in the air there by Oisin McEntee, who fell awkwardly and is holding his left knee. And also down there is Dario Malace, and already assistance has been called on. It was a clumsy challenge by McEntee. So already early concern for Ireland, and indeed for the Swiss, with Malace receiving treatment as well. Genuine attempt to get the ball by Oisin McEntee, but he just went over the top of Malace and fell awkwardly. And this wouldn't be in the game plan of either manager, Jim Crawford or Mauro Lustrinelli. Will Ferry, we see warming up there. Wouldn't expect Will Ferry to be a like-for-like replacement should McEntee have to go off. That would be very, very unfortunate for the Newcastle United man if he does have to go off. Good to see him sitting up though, so maybe it's going to be okay. A spray of the magic bottle might do the trick. Oisin McEntee, whose dad Mickey actually played Gaelic football for his native county Cavan back in the 1980s. Treatment continuing for Malace now as well, who's still looking a bit shook. Well, a shake of the hand from McEntee and Malace. Good to see both players back up on their feet. I'm going to have to go off before they come back on. Malace just walking off a little gingerly. I did point him out as one of the danger players for Switzerland in this game, so they won't want to lose him just 2 or 3 minutes in. Gantenbein, the ball into the area was diverted into the arms of Brian Marr, the Bray Wanderers goalkeeper.
Yes.
Lewis Richards inside to Mark McGuinness. And Marr was being put under some pressure, launches the ball long towards Coyote. Saipi plays it short to Marco Burch. Now the captain, Leon Stergiou. He has a couple of under-21 caps already, the Swiss captain. Koenig down the line. One back for Ireland and a chance for Johansson to pick up possession. He feeds it back to Brian Marr. Ireland will look to build from the back. Johansson coming deep to collect the ball. Sevilla B player. Richards pulls it down to Conor Grant. The ball inside by Grant goes astray, and it's been picked up by Emery. Castro Emery to Mambimbi. Dangerous cross towards the back post, and well, Wright had to be alert because Jankovic was behind him. Well played by Emery there in the build-up, and it was a dangerous cross. The first corner of the game goes to Switzerland. 5 minutes in. Some defending here for Ireland to do. Played over everybody's head and straight out of play. That'll be a bit of a relief for the Irish. Here's Tyreek Wright. It's back now. Lewis Richards, the 19-year-old, plays it down the line. One for Coyote to chase. A difficult one for the striker to get on the end of. He was well held off there by Sturgeon. Guinness has this situation under control. He has been closed down by Malays. Coyote got his head to it, and it's going to be an Irish throw-in near the halfway line. That's Simon Shom, the number 6, plays his football with Parma. Really good prospect for the Swiss. Thought very highly of. Good firm header by McGuinness there, and it's Wright now, looking to go on the outside. He's managed to get past Gantenbein. Got his cross into the area, but it's cut out by Sturgeon. Ball over the top towards Stojkovic. Offside flag has stayed down. Amiri, and a wild shot from him. No trouble to Brian Marr there. Castro Amiri plays his football with Servette. Came third in the Super League this season in Switzerland. And he made 29 appearances for Servette in that campaign. Here's Som. Imeri is chasing after this one. He's got support outside him as well from Kronik. This is Malays. Patient build-up from the Swiss. Good passing, good movement. And that ball has gone out for a goal kick. Well played by Johansson to get back and make that challenge. Coyote has gone over, and eventually the referee blows the whistle for an Irish free kick. The challenge by Adrian Gantenbein. Coyote, who scored against Luxembourg in the European qualifiers last time, back in November, has made a couple of appearances at under-21 level, the Rotherham man. So Louis Watson, hands on hips, and Tyreek Wright standing over this one. The big men are up from the back, both Mark McGuinness and Oisin McEntee on the edge of the area. That's a good delivery by Wright, good ball, just a little too close to Saipi. Dangerous whip on it though with the left boot from Tyreek Wright. Foul there on Mambimbi by Conor Grant leads to a Swiss free kick. Seemed to lose his footing there, actually, the Swiss player, with the referee awards the free kick. Gantenbein takes it down, the right flank. Good little show of pace there from the Swiss fullback, and he earns his side another corner, their second of the game. They've gone short this time. Ball towards the back post, had much too much on it, and then a push by Sturgeon on the Irish captain. Conor Coventry was captain on captain there, and Sturgeon just a little over eager to get at the ball and giving away a free kick that was a bit unnecessary. Takes the pressure off the Irish. Sturdy challenge there by Sohm, and then a free kick is awarded to the Swiss for that collision with Jankovic. The Swiss maybe a tad fortunate to get a free kick in that situation, but Castro Emery is standing over this one. Born in Switzerland but of Kosovan descent, Emery. Dangerous ball into the area. It's broken there, and the ball is in the back of the net, and the Swiss have taken the lead, and it's the captain, Leon Sturgeon, in the 12th minute. It wasn't well defended by Ireland. It looked as if the free kick from Emery was going to be under hit, but the Irish defence failed to clear it, and when the ball broke for Sturgeon, just fell perfectly for him. No chance there for Brian Marr. Marbella there. Temporary loss of concentration at the back by Ireland has cost them, and Leon Sturgeon has Switzerland 1-0 up early on in this game. Sort of goal that Jim Crawford will be really disappointed to have given away. There were plenty of players back in green there for Ireland. Soft goal, but it is Switzerland who lead early on. Sturgeon, who plays with St. Gallen in the Swiss Super League. Ireland looking for an immediate response. Grant plays it out, and the ball inside towards Vesti Obazele, who was up in attack there, just couldn't get his cross in, and now it's Mambimbi who's been dispossessed. Johansson looks very comfortable on the ball. Ryan Johansson feeds it back to Mark McGuinness. McGuinness of Arsenal, he's been out on loan with Ipswich Town this season. Mark McGuinness, very commanding figure at the back for Ireland. Here he is in possession once more. Lovely crossfield ball now towards that right flank. Played forward by Coventry. So back to Birch and Sturgeon. Now that was really well defended by Switzerland. Birch did very well under the high dropping ball to bring it under control. Birch, who plays his football with Luzerne. Most of the Swiss team will be playing in the Swiss Super League. A couple of them playing in the second tier of Swiss football. And as I mentioned, Simon Sohm plays in Italy with Parma. Alex Jankovic has been playing with the Southampton B side. And Dario Male is the number 19. He will be going back to Inter Milan after a spell on loan with Basel. But the majority of the Swiss side playing in the top division in Switzerland. Here's Coventry. Johansson now been closed down by two players, manages to get his pass away to Richards though. And there looked to be a pull on the jersey there of Conor Grant, but the referee plays on. Here's Soam now. That's going out for a Swiss throw-in. Jim Crawford was talking about how important this 11-day camp is for the Irish preparations for the championships. He was saying that obviously the results matter, but the performance and the team gelling and getting to know each other is equally as important. Here's Tyreek Wright, manages to get his cross in, but it's cut out by Sturgeon. He's made a good start to this game, there's no doubt. Here's Jankovic, a player who plays with the Southampton's B side. Put under pressure by Richards there, and the free kick is awarded. Jankovic made his name, I suppose, this season when he was sent off after 2 minutes against Manchester United at Old Trafford. That was the day Southampton lost by 9 goals to 0. So he did make a couple of first-team appearances. That was a memorable one for all the wrong reasons at Old Trafford that day. And when the Saints went on to lose by 9 goals to 0, I don't think Alex Jankovic was flavour of the month with his manager Ralph Hasenhüttl that day. And there is Jankovic with the ball forward. McGuinness, the covering defender. Ebusele plays it inside to Johansson, who has a little bit of space. Spreads the ball wide out towards Tyreek Wright, who's managed to collect the ball under pressure from Gantenbein. Now Richards driving forward. Lewis Richards, a former academy player of the season at Wolverhampton Wanderers. Ebusele inside to his captain Conor Coventry. Ebusele, who comes from County Wexford. Kevin Doyle country, County Wexford. Here's Mark McGuinness. Played back by Watson to McEntee, who thankfully is fully recovered from that clash early on in the game with Mallis. Good footwork from Coyote there on the far side. It's back with McEntee once more. Trying to switch the play right to left, but just too much on that pass, and no chance really for Lewis Richards to keep it in play. Richards, who signed a new 2-year deal with Wolverhampton Wanderers last August. Birch plays it square to the goal scorer, Sturgeon. Gantenbein back to his captain. This time Sturgeon looking for that long ball in behind McGuinness, but Marr was alive to the danger, quickly off his line to collect. Coventry gets it back from Watson. Here's Conor Coventry looking to get things moving for Ireland from a deep position. McGuinness now. Played 24 times for Ipswich this season. Mark McGuinness on loan from Arsenal. Grant now. Searching ball from McGuinness out towards Ebusele on the far side, but again, just a little too much on it. No chance for Festi Ebusele to keep that in. Lovely playing surface at the Marbella Football Centre for this game. For the few supporters who've come in. An interesting game for them to watch on Sunday morning. You can see from the flags on the far side there is a little bit of a breeze, which will help the players because obviously the temperature on the rise, the sun fighting to come out. McGuinness with the clearance. It's good interplay by the Swiss on the edge of the area. The shot, though, is just too high. Mar was happy to wave that one over the crossbar, the shot from Imedi. Has scored a couple of goals at under-21 level, Castro Imedi. This is his 8th appearance, and he's scored twice in the past against France and Croatia. He does like to have a shot. Watson with the flick forward there towards Coyote, and the referee blows for the free kick. Here's McGuinness to Coventry. 5 of this team that are starting today. Well, we'll talk about that in a second. Here's Richards looking to go on the outside, just unable to keep it in play. But, I was making the point that 5 of this starting 11 for Ireland featured in the European Under-19 Championship finals in 2019, when Ireland got to the semi-finals, beaten eventually by Portugal. But Brian Marr, McEntee, McGuinness, Wright, and Conor Grant, and Ebusele. So actually that's 6 of this team played for those under-19s under Tom Mohan at the 2019 finals. I did say before the game that there would be a mid-half water break, and that point has arrived, so a chance for the players to take on some liquids and also get some words of wisdom from the 2 managers and their backroom staff. Of course, Jim Crawford assisted by John O'Shea and Alan Reynolds. For this group of players, of course, playing in this sort of situation with just a smattering of spectators in the ground will be a far cry from hopefully what they'll find when they play in the European qualifiers for 2023, assuming that crowds are allowed back at matches, and we are heading in that direction. When you think of that night in Tala back in October of 2019, when Ireland played Italy in the previous campaign, 8,000 fans in the ground, and it really gave the players a tremendous lift. And it would be great to see crowds like that out for the under-21s as the campaign for 2023 kicks off. The first 2 matches, as I was saying, away from home in September. Ireland away to Bosnia-Herzegovina in the first game. That's on the 2nd of September, and then on the 6th of September they're away to Luxembourg. So 2 matches on the road to get the campaign underway. And then after those games away from home, Ireland will have hopefully a home crowd to get behind them as they take on Luxembourg in Ireland on the 7th of October. That group is Bosnia, Montenegro, Italy, Luxembourg and Sweden. The Swiss are in a pretty tough group. They've Gibraltar, which you'd fancy them to take the points in those games, but they also have the Netherlands, Bulgaria, Wales and Moldova. So the Welsh and the Dutch will probably provide their sternest opposition. Conor Coventry, they're born in London, but a very proud Irishman. His mother is Irish. Was called into the senior squad back in March for the games against Serbia and Luxembourg, although he didn't see game time, but he is knocking on the door. And Stephen Kenny, of course, not afraid to give young players a chance. Interesting to see a couple of the players there walking into those water fountains, which are keeping the pitch nice and slick. Saw Conor Grant there walking right over it, cool himself down. And the game isn't going to restart while that's still going. The clock has counted on, so as we head towards halftime, you can expect that there will be A lot of additional time to play. I'm not sure if those water sprinklers are on a timer or something. They can't switch them off for a number of seconds after they start, something like that. But certainly the game isn't going to resume while they're going. So an unusual interruption for these two teams. If you're joining us late, the Swiss lead, thanks to a goal in the 12th minute from the captain, Leon Stergiou. Disappointing goal for the Irish to give away, and they didn't defend a free kick into the area well. The ball broke for Stergiou, and he finished to the net for his first goal at under 21 level. So we're good to go again after that water break. Good work right there from JJ Kayode. Kayode, of course, qualifies to play for Nigeria as well, thanks to his parents. Of course, that question of what team a player decides to play for is very much in the minds of a couple of players. I'm thinking of Mipo Odubeko, the West Ham forward, who isn't with the Irish under-21s here at the moment. He hasn't fully made up his mind at the moment as to which way he's going to go. Does qualify for Nigeria as well, and really good prospect, good goal scorer. Scored a hat-trick against Manchester United for the West Ham under-23s and made a couple of first-team appearances for West Ham at the age of 18, Odubeko, this season. So hopefully he will eventually choose to don the green of his native Ireland, having been born in Tallaght. One thing about the under-21s as well is that I was making the point that Stephen Kenny isn't afraid to try out young players. And we've seen the likes of Jason Knight, who wasn't even part of the under-21 squad at the start of the last European Championship qualifying campaign. And Jason Knight, of course, has been capped at senior level since then. Such has been his progress. So it is a great incentive for players, and hopefully Odubeko will be donning the green once more in the not too distant future. Free kick to the Swiss on the far side. Just thinking a couple of those apartments have a lovely view from the balcony of this pitch. That's a firm challenge. There were two balls on the pitch there. The referee, I think, is going to award the free kick for the feisty challenge there on Mallet. A little over-eager Festi Ebusele there, so a quiet word from the referee. In fact, he's going to give a hot ball because of the second ball on the pitch. I think it would have been a free kick to the Swiss otherwise. It's going to be an uncontested hot ball, as they are nowadays. Here's Imeri. Sohm. Plenty of time here for Stergiou. Lots of space for him to move forward into as well. Gets it back from Jankovic. Back with Stergiou now. Here's Sohm again. Mbimbi. Ebusele got the ball. The referee has awarded a free kick there as Mambimbi went over, but Ebusele seemed to clearly get the ball in that challenge. Well, for me, that was a clean tackle, and he clearly got the ball. The Spanish referee, Manuel Canton Marcos, says free kick. And he's going to show Ebusele a yellow card for that. Well, that's a double rough justice, really, on the man from Wexford. I saw Ryan Johansson just pointing towards the cameras there to the referee, as if to say, check VAR. No VAR for this game. Ebusele probably wasn't helped by that challenge just a few moments ago out by the touchline when the second ball came onto the pitch. But he's the first player to go into the referee's book half an hour in. a reminder, because of that water break midway through the half, we can expect the clock to run to about 50 at the end of this first half, maybe a little more, because there was a fairly lengthy stoppage right at the start of the game where Malays and McEntee had to receive treatment, so the half-time whistle might blow around 52 minutes or so, so there's still plenty of time to go in this first half. Four-man wall for Ireland. Mary and Malays are over this. Mary who hits it. Brian Mart did well to get his body behind the ball. Comfortable enough save for the goalkeeper from Raheny. Counts as a shot on target though, albeit a relatively easy save for Mar. Good distribution from the goalkeeper there towards Richards. Grant unable to bring it under control. It's been won back by Simon Somme. Broken now for Watson. That's a lovely ball from Watson, and down in the area goes Tyreek Wright, but no penalty. Referee unimpressed by that. Tyreek Wright of Aston Villa. He's been playing on loan with Walsall this season in League Two. Here's Grant for Wright again. Coventry, the first touch. The ball back though from Watson towards Coventry, doesn't find its target, and a free kick has been awarded for the foul on Jankovic. And there wasn't enough in that for a penalty. Wright may be a little fortunate not to have picked up a yellow card there for simulation. Forward by Gantenbein, long ball dealt with by McGuinness again. Very comfortable on the high dropping ball, Mark McGuinness. Johansson to Conor Grant. Space to run into for Grant. He's got Wright outside him. Tyreek Wright crossed towards the near post, and it was cleared away by Stergiou. Important header by the Swiss captain. Has gone out for a corner kick, Ireland's first corner of the game. Stergiou has been impressive at both ends of the field, having scored the opening goal of the game, and he's defended well a couple of times when he's been called into action. Quite a height difference there between McGuinness and Kronig. Ireland going for the low ball into the area. So Louis Watson with this throw in. Udosele tried to slide it through for his fellow Derby County man, Watson. It's gone out for another corner. Again, the big men are coming forward. It might be tempted this time, Watson, to fire one in high and give the likes of McGuinness and McEntee a chance. Another poor delivery. He'll get another chance though. Third corner in quick succession for Ireland. Jim Crawford will be looking for better delivery than that from Louis Watson. That is a better ball. It's just a little too much on it, over the top. It's going to run through to Tyreek Wright. Great ball back in from Wright. Oh, that was a real chance. Lovely delivery. And coming in at the back post, Oisin McEntee just unable to direct it on target, but that was an example of what Wright can do from wide positions. A really tempting ball across the 6-yard box. McEntee, well, the angle was just a little too tight for him in the end. And the goalkeeper was being closed down by Grant there. Didn't have much time to get his pass away. Good pressure high up the field from the Irish, forcing the error and winning back possession. Watson beaten to it by Emery. And now Mambimbi. His ball inside, cut out though by McGuinness. Here's Marco Birch. Felix Mambimbi, back to Birch again. Som. Sturgeon. Som, who made 18 appearances for Parma in Serie A this season. Birch driving forward, has been dispossessed, no free kick, and Ebusele comes away for the Irish. He's very pacey, very quick, Festi Ebusele. Lovely bit of control there as well. Can he get across into the area? He was just under pressure, two players forcing him into a rushed cross. Didn't quite find his man, but just a little example there of the speed of Festi Ebusele. Lovely controlled football from the Irish. Here's Johansson. Close to Richards, and now it's Mark McGuinness. Conor Coventry once more. Ebusele. Down the line for JJ Coyote to chase. He was having his jersey pulled there. The referee seemed to have a clear view of it, but says play on. This is the 8th meeting between Ireland and Switzerland at under-21 level. The first game was back in Tolka Park in Dublin in 1992, a 1-1 draw. Most recently, the sides met back in 2010 in Lugano. Switzerland were 1-0 winners on that occasion. Good clearing header there by McEntee. Find Richards back to McGuinness. Jankovic is putting McGuinness under pressure and took a chance there, Mark McGuinness. One or two Swiss shouts for a penalty kick. He was a bit casual, McGuinness, waiting for that ball to go out of play, and Jankovic almost got on the end of it. Coventry being put under pressure by Malays, gets a good pass away though. Finds Louis Watson, back to Coventry, and now Johansson with a bit of space to run into. Ryan Johansson finds Tyreek Wright. This is good build-up right with the effort. Saved by Saifi. The offside flag has gone up against Tyreek Wright. Just needed to hold his run. Hard to tell from that angle, but good surging run by Ryan Johansson. I'm not sure if Wright was offside. There were players in the middle there who looked to be playing him onside, but a decision was made. Sun shining brightly again in the south of Spain. I'm sure a lot of people who haven't travelled and haven't been able to get away on holidays because of the COVID epidemic. Looking at these pictures of sunshine from the south of Spain quite enviously. Coventry feeds it out to Ebusele. Tried to slide it inside there to Louis Watson, but well cut out by Sturgeon. Coventry comes short for this throw in, but instead Ebusele goes down the line. Gone out for another corner for Ireland, their fourth of this first half. It's another chance for McGuinness and McEntee to make their way forward. It's taken quickly, though, to Wright, whose shot's just wide. Good effort. Well, that's as close, really, as Ireland have come to an equaliser since going 1-0 down in the 12th minute. Wright, very alert play, managed to find a bit of space in the area and flashed his shot just wide. Really good effort. Very quick thinking from the corner kick as well, which almost paid dividends for Ireland. And it remains 1-0 to the Swiss, approaching half-time. Just a reminder again, that clock will tick on because of the mid-half break for water and a couple of stoppages. Go on to about 50, 52 minutes. So we still have about 10 minutes of this first half left to play. Ball played forward towards Stojkovic, but McGuinness is there. Coventry, nice bit of control to take that ball down, but just ran out of pitch, and it's gone for a throw into Switzerland. Conor Coventry playing his football with West Ham's under 23s. He was an unused sub by the senior team 7 times this season. Here's Emery popping up on the right-hand side, the cross into the area. Easy for Brian Maher, the 20-year-old goalkeeper. Johansson finds Lewis Richards. Conor Grant looking for the little 1-2 with Wright. Wright again on the overlap. Here is Tyreek Wright. And it's another corner. Tyreek Wright is looking one of the most dangerous players going forward from the Irish perspective. Has played under 17, under 18, under 19s with Ireland, and scored plenty of goals as well. Scored 5 goals for the under 19s, including 4 in 1 match against Gibraltar a couple of years ago. Tyreek Wright. It's his delivery towards the back post. The referee might just, well, I was going to say might point to the spot here. Maybe that was optimistic on my part. It's going to be a free out as it is. Well, McGuinness went down, but he was deemed to be the offender there as Kronig also hit the deck. McEntee not taking any chances, sensibly putting the ball out of play. Actually born in New York City, Oisin McEntee, but obviously has been raised in County Cavan before moving over to play with Newcastle. Coyote was held off there, and it's back with Sturgeon. Gentenbein looking to go on the outside of Tyreek Wright. Emery. Nice ball out to the far side from Castro. Emery. Jankovic losing it to Ebuzeli there. It's going to be an Irish throw-in. Ball hit the Swiss player on the way out. Because this is a friendly, the limit on substitutions doesn't apply, so I think we can expect to see a lot of changes, particularly in the second half of this match, as both managers look to give players game time and try out different options. Ebuzeli now. And the ball inside to McEntee wasn't really accurate. Coventry again to Ebuzele. Irish throw in just on halfway, or just beyond halfway. Coventry is looking for it again. Good mark now by Imeri. Johansson also making himself available. Here is Ryan Johansson. Looks a very elegant player. Ryan Johansson, really comfortable on the ball, the 20-year-old. Playing his football, as I was saying, with Sevilla B. Had a spell with Bayern Munich's under-19 team as well in the past. Grant will do well to keep this in. It's gone out off the head of Sturgeon, so it will be a corner. It's another corner, corner number 6 of this first half for Ireland. Can they make one pay? Again, it's going to be Louis Watson to take it. Good delivery, just over the head though, just too high for Mark McGuinness. And the referee blows the half-time whistle, so with the water break and the stoppages, I expected a bit more, but the referee calls a halt on 47 minutes, so at half-time, it is the Swiss who lead by a goal to nil. That goal coming from their captain, Leon Sturgeon. 12 minutes in, Ireland came into the game as the half progressed, and Tyreek Wright had a couple of efforts to test the goalkeeper, Amir Saipi. But at half-time, it is the Swiss who lead by a goal to nil at the Marbella Football Centre. The second half to come very shortly indeed. But at half-time, it is Switzerland under-21s 1, Ireland 0. Welcome back at the Marbella Football Centre at half-time. It's Switzerland who lead by a goal to nil in this under-21 friendly against the Republic of Ireland. It's a game that will see a lot of substitutions in the second half, and the Swiss look likely to be making very many changes at half-time. Saw a quick shot there of Conor Noche of Borussia Mönchengladbach. It looks like he's going to be in for the second half for Ireland. We'll confirm who's going off in a moment. Gabriel Barres there of FC Lausanne is going to be on for the second half for the Swiss. I think it looks pretty likely that Nicolas Boulios is going to come on as well, but we'll confirm that shortly. Brian Maher there, who conceded that one goal in the first half to Leon Sturgeon in the 12th minute. Not much that the goalkeeper could really do about it after a mistake by Lewis Richards, who allowed a free kick into the area which bobbled around before Sturgeon fired it to the net. Brian Oko is going to be on for the second half for the Swiss as well. Plays his football in Austria, the 18-year-old Oko. Chat there between Richards and Wright. Tyreek Wright, who was one of the brighter sparks for Ireland in that first half on the left flank. And Mark McGuinness at centre half looked very commanding. One man who'll be looking maybe for a little improvement in the second half is Louis Watson. Some of his corner kicks were either under hit or over hit. Ireland did have 6 corners in that first half, but never really threatened, apart from one short corner, which was taken to Tyreek Wright in the area, who fired a shot wide, and that was about as close as Ireland came to a goal in the first half. The Swiss are going to change their goalkeeper at half-time as well. Justin Hamel of Stade Lausanne, who play in the second tier in Switzerland. He's coming in for the second half for Switzerland. Sun is shining. You can see, as I was saying in the first half, the flags are dancing a bit in the breeze on the far side, and that breeze will be very welcome for the players. The temperature gauge 22, 23 degrees now into this second half. A reminder that Ireland play Australia on Wednesday at 12 noon, and then next Saturday they play Denmark in the last of their 3 friendly matches. The captain's armband has been taken on by Simon Sohm, with the Sturgeon having gone off. You'll have to forgive me with so many substitutions at half-time. It'll take a little bit of working out as to who's come on and who's gone off, but we'll do our best. Filip Stojkovic is going to get the second half underway for Switzerland, playing right to left in this second half. And Richards was underneath that. He's happy to let it go out for an Irish throw-in. Jim Crawford was saying in the build-up to this game that when the Irish side played in the Toulon tournament in 2019, it was great preparation for the qualifiers that followed. And likewise, a session like this where they have 11 days together, play 3 good competitive games, will be great in terms of squad building. Looks as if Conor Noche might be on for Ryan Johansson. Ryan Johansson, who was one of the brighter sparks for Ireland in the first half as well. He looked very impressive on the ball, Johansson. Here's Barres. He finds Oko. Play across to Vouilloz. The Swiss really have changed their entire defence. Barres feeding it back inside to Oko. Mar was quickly off his line there. Good anticipation from the goalkeeper, well alive to the danger. Here's Watson. Ball played slightly behind Coventry, forcing him backwards. And McGuinness plays it square to Oisin McEntee. Here's Conor Noche now. Has played under 19 for Ireland in the past. Conor Noche, he did play against Wales in that match back in March as well for his first appearance at under 21 level. Here's Tyreek Wright, driving into the area right. And he's won his side another corner. Well, let's see if they can improve on what they produced in the first half from corner kicks. This time it's Wright who's going over to take it. 7th corner of the game for Ireland. Plenty of green jerseys in the area there. It's all quite congested. On the edge of the 6-yard box. Oko and McGuinness having a little bit of push and shove there. It's over McGuinness's head. The header is just over the top though from Coyote. Not too far away. That was a better corner kick sent in by Tyreek Wright. Dropping to the head of Coyote and just too high. Lovely summer sunshine now. Good work again by Wright there to put the defender under pressure to win possession back for Ireland, but then it's gone out of play for a Swiss throw-in. Richards just unable to keep it in. Firm header away by McEntee. Son battling for the ball in midfield, and Oko comes onto it. Here's Coyote now. Coventry, a little look over the shoulder to see who's available. Here's Watson. Ebusele making the run ahead of him. Here is Beste Ebusele, just out of picture at the moment down that right flank. Manages to dink across towards the back post. Headed clear. Again, that was good build-up by the Irish down the right-hand side. Ebusele did well to get into the area. Produce that cross was just too high for his attackers. Good loss of Servette across to Oko. He plays in Austria with Liefering, but he's on loan from Red Bull Salzburg. Mark quickly out to collect that one from Stojkovic. Bowls it out, overarm to Festi Ebusele. Coyote beaten to that ball by Oko, who was quickly in to make the challenge. And now Som. Watson was looking for the throw in, but it's gone to Switzerland. Will be taken by Albion Hajdara. The Swiss boss there, Mauro Lustrinella, I think he'd be pretty satisfied with the opening 45 minutes, and now with so many new faces in the second half, it'll be interesting to see how they gel. Ireland with just the one change at half-time, with Conor Noss coming in for Ryan Johansson. Here's Oko again, looking to clear his lines. 18-year-old. Lovely little touch off there. Nice little layoff from Amdouri. And a chance here now. Emery has gone down. A shooting opportunity, and it's in the back of the net. It's a second goal. Gabriel Barres makes it 2-0. 6 minutes into the second half. Good advantage played by the referee there, allowing play to continue after the foul on the edge of the area. Barres, the substitute from FC Lausanne, makes it 2-0. Jim Crawford with much to ponder now. Emery going down in that challenge there. Brian Marr beaten on his near post. Firmly struck shot by Barres, but the goalkeeper might be a little disappointed. Switzerland 2-0 up and well in control. 6 minutes into the second half. Well, in their last match against Wales, Ireland came from 1-0 down to come back and win 2-1, but 2-0 down now. 52 minutes, 53 minutes into the game in Marbella. On a very warm afternoon. It's going to be an uphill task for Ireland in this second half. Noss back with Watson now, and a lack of concentration from Louis Watson there, just losing out. Castro Emery driving forward. And then Amdouri. Switzerland playing with a bit of confidence now that a 2-goal lead will give you. Hajdara there, just 18 years of age, on loan with Basel's under-21 side this season from Juventus Youths. Again, he's a highly thought of young player, Hajdara. Grant feeds it back to Conor Noss, born in Dusseldorf, but his mother is from Dublin. Coventry combining with Watson, back with McEntee, now McGuinness. Tariq Wright. Mark McGuinness plays it square to McEntee once more. Louis Watson. Good spell of possession this for Ireland, but can they penetrate now? That's the question. Ebusele wins a throw in. As you can see, the camera rostrum is pretty busy for this game. Watson feeds it back to McEntee. Good first-time football by Ireland, but then the final ball inside didn't really give Coyote a chance, and it's with Oko. Now Simon Som. Right, putting the defender under pressure there again. Lovely bit of interplay there as Jankovic looks to take it forward for Switzerland, but his pass is wayward, and it's a throw into the Irish. Changes on the way. So triple change for Ireland with Jonathan Apolabi coming in. Will Ferry is coming in, and also coming into the game, Gavin Kilkenny. Conor Grant makes his way off. He's one to be replaced. Coyote going off as well. And Lewis Richards. And Marr was caught there as he went to clear the ball, and the referee has whistled for a free kick. Don't think the goalkeeper was too impressed with that challenge. Here come the Swiss again. Another opportunity. Stojkovic. Good goalkeeping, though, this time by Marr. Keeps it at 2. And a chance for Ebusele to come away for Ireland. Got a clear run here, Feste Ebusele, from defence into attack, into the area. Can he keep this one in play? Not quite. A lung-busting run there from Ebusele, who is he is quick. Ireland almost caught out again. Really good goalkeeping by Brian Marr. Brian Marr, who previously played with St. Patrick's Athletic in the Premier Division of the SSE Electricity League before moving to Bray, who are currently in the 2nd tier. That's a lovely ball, but offside this time. And Stojkovic. Watson. Watson gets it back from Conor Noche. Kilkenny inside to Watson, who was fouled by Som, and the free kick has been awarded. And they want to take it quickly back to McEntee. Approaching the hour mark, Switzerland 2-0 up. Goal for the Irish now, though. Would lead to an interesting last half hour, that's for sure. Albeit the result of this game is not the most important thing. I think both coaches will say performance is what they're really looking for. Having said that, you don't want to lose any game, really, do you? Oko, who's looked a strong figure at the back for the Swiss since he came on at half-time. Here's Conor Noche now driving forward, the Borussia Mönchengladbach player. Out to Tyreek Wright. Gives it back to Noche again. Wright continued his run into the area. Well cleared, though, by Bouillot. It's going to be a Swiss throw-in. And more changes on the way. Stojkovic is coming off to be replaced by Yannick Marchand. 4 changes in all for the Swiss at this point as we approach the hour mark. Matteo Di Giusto is coming on, the number 18 as well. Throw in coming in from Sylvain Vollner. And it's going to be another throw in to the Swiss. It is always a difficulty for the coaches in a situation like this where they're making wholesale changes both at half-time and midway through the second half for the team to gel as a unit. Very difficult situation, but I suppose it does give the coaches a player to look at the coaches to look at the players on an individual basis anyway. Ireland have been a little more sparing with the substitutes so far. Will Ferry, his ball into the area, cleared away by Boulogne. It's a good early ball into the box by Will Ferry. It'll be he who will take this throw in for Ireland. Will Ferry, who's currently with Southampton. Teammate of Alex Jankovic on the Swiss side, of course. That's another free kick to the Irish. Foul on Louis Watson, the man from Croydon. Coventry. Calmly done by the Irish captain. Then throw in as Watson is unable to get away from the Swiss challenge. I think with all the substitutions and the stoppages and so on, there's been less of a flow to the game in the second half as Sylvain Vollner, making his under-21 debut, prepares to throw this ball in for the Swiss. Vollner, who plays for FC Zurich in the Super League in Switzerland. Goalkeeper Hamel was being put under a bit of pressure there. Did well to get the ball away to Barres. Di Giusto has been dispossessed by Kilkenny. Now Ferry. McGuinness plays it across to McEntee. Interestingly enough, Mark McGuinness and Oisin McEntee share the exact same birthday, the 5th of January 2001. Now Switzerland driving forward, looking for a third goal, a chance to test Brian Maher here perhaps. The ball ricocheting around and then fired over the top. A good drive forward by Lungoy initially. And when the ball came out, it was well struck by Barres, looking to add to the goal he's already scored, but over the top. And 2-0 it stays. Conor Noche battling for possession there, but losing out. Calm defending by McGuinness, feeding it back to Brian Maher. Brian Maher, who was in goals for that 2-1 victory over Wales back in March. Here's Kilkenny. Just running the ball out of play there, Gavin Kilkenny of Bournemouth. Jonathan Afolabi there, the number 9 with Celtic. Has been out on loan with Dundee, scored 3 goals for them in 19 appearances this season. Lack of concentration there, sees a throw in to the Irish, 65th minute. The Irish senior team, of course, with matches coming up against Andorra on Thursday and then away to Hungary. Hungary, of course, making preparations for the European Championship finals. They're in the group of death against Portugal, France and Germany. And the serious business of the World Cup qualifiers resume in September with a match away to Portugal for the senior team before 2 home games against Azerbaijan and Serbia. But those games against Andorra and Hungary will give Stephen Kenny a chance to look at some fringe players and give other players game time. So they will be useful, as this is indeed for Jim Crawford, albeit his side trail by 2-0. It is Justo. Justin Hamill, 20-year-old goalkeeper, to Oko. It's a poor clearance by Oko, and it's broken to Conor Coventry. Back inside to Coventry once more. Here's McGuinness. Will Ferry. Will Ferry was born in Bury. As I say, playing his football with Southampton. Conor Nutt. Ferry again. The ball forward, though, just catching Tyreek Wright on his heel somewhat. Mauro Lustrinelli there, the Swiss coach. He actually won 12 caps for the Swiss senior team in his day. Hajdara, the ball played forward, and again from Hajdara, the ball still in play. Well, it went out before it came back in, so it will be an Irish throw. See a couple of the Irish players just starting to look a little weary. Festi Ebuzeli there just catching his breath on what is a very warm day in the south of Spain now. Barres plays it short. And rolled across by Marchand. Oko. Goulart. Back to Barres, the scorer of the second goal. It's a clever ball forward by Eamon Marr. Is relieved to see that run through into the area. Foul by Lungoyi. Christopher Lungoyi has been playing for Lugano in Switzerland on loan from Juventus under-23 side. It's time for the water break mid-half again. Be interesting to see if the referee adds the extra time on for this, the end of this half. I suppose because it's not a competitive game, it's not the most vital thing, but he cut the first half short, didn't allow for the time for the water break. Chance for the respective coaches to have a word in the ear with some of the players as well. It has been quite a broken second half, very little flow to the game. Certainly from Jonathan Afolabi's perspective, he's had no real supply to show what he can do. He scored one of the goals against Wales in the match back in March, the other being an own goal. Another couple of changes on the way for the Irish team. Looks like Luca Connell is about to come in, and Alex Gilbert as well. Louis Watson is one of the players to go off. Didn't see the board to see who the other player being called ashore is. Luca Connell also on the books at Celtic, although he has been out on loan at Queen's Park for this season. guessing that Alex Gilbert might be on for, I was going to say for Tyreek Wright, but it looks like Wright is still on. We'll confirm that of the change shortly, but Alex Gilbert and Luke O'Connell into the action anyway. Gilbert, who played in that win against Wales back in March. So again, the match won't be able to resume until the water sprinklers are finished doing their work. So about 20-25 minutes to go in this friendly international, the first of 3 for the Republic of Ireland. A reminder that they play Australia's Olympic team, the under-23s, this coming Wednesday at noon. And then next Saturday, the Irish under-21s face Denmark again at this venue. So a very useful exercise for Jim Crawford and his management team to get the group of players together for this 11-day training camp ahead of the qualifiers, which get underway in September. Well, the sprinklers won't be rushed. They'll take their time, they'll do their job, and the game will have to wait. Shane McEntee has already had an early shower. A couple of players, of course, had to withdraw from the Irish camp, having been called up. John Joe, Patrick Finn, and also Kieran Brennan. Finn is doing university entrance exams, and Kieran Brennan is unwell. So there were a couple of call-ups for Anselmo Garcia McNulty and also for Bosun Lawal, who aren't in the matchday panel for today, but may be included as the week progresses. Oko plays it across to Boulios. Volner back to Boulios. And then the goalkeeper, Hamel, in for his under-21 debut. Oko back to the goalkeeper once more, Hamel. Boulios plays it along towards halfway. But, Di Giusto unable to bring it under control. So throw into the Irish. Luke O'Connell is making himself available there, as is Conor Moss. McGuinness out to Ferry. Gilbert was looking for it short, but instead Ferry opts to go inside to McGuinness once more. At 6'4", Mark McGuinness is a very commanding, towering figure at the heart of that Irish under-21s defence. Good turn inside by Kilkenny. His intentions were well read, though, and Di Giusto can come away for the Swiss. It's very comfortable on the ball, Matteo Di Giusto. Volner managed to... Oh, what a cross! Oh, what a save! Brilliant goalkeeping from Brian Marr to deny Lungoyi. I was admiring the cross from Volner in the first place. A brilliant ball in from that right flank. Lungoyi did really well to keep his effort on target, and Brian Marr with a spectacular save to keep it at 2-0. Save of the match from the Bray Wanderers goalkeeper. Barres with the delivery into the area. Wasn't defended particularly well by Ireland again, but they've managed to clear their lines now. The referee just checking on the welfare of a player who's down in the area. Looks like Marchand. Oh, that's a great save from Brian Maher. Lungoy did very well. It would have been easy to put that one 10 yards over the crossbar, but he side-footed it to keep it on target. Christopher Lungoy. And Maher, great reflex save. He'll be really pleased with that. So 15 minutes to go, plus whatever the referee decides to add on. And Marchand looks like he's going to be okay. He's wearing the captain's armband now, which has been passed from a few players. Stergiou to Psalm, and now Yannick Marchand. And Leicester City's Shane Flynn is about to make his entrance, coming into the game in place of Festi Ebusele. I was saying Ebusele was looking a little tired a couple of minutes ago. So some fresh legs coming in. Shane Flynn, part of Leicester's under-23 side. Bouillot's been put under a bit of pressure there by Afolabi. Right, feeds it back. Here's McEntee. Connell was looking for it short in the centre circle. McEntee instead puts it out to Shane Flynn. Maher was being closed down really quickly by Lungoy there. He had to react very quickly, the goalkeeper, to make his clearance. And the rush clearance went straight out of play. It's a lovely ball over the top from Boulos. Good challenge by Ferry to win the ball there. The Swiss player has gone down, but a legitimate tackle by Ferry. Gets it back from Gilbert. Needs a bit of support inside, Will Ferry. Crossfield ball from right, just behind Kilkenny and out of play. Well, Volner felt the full effects of that challenge from Will Ferry. Really committed play by the Irish number 11. Got the ball. His boot was slightly raised. I've seen referees give free kicks for that. But I think Volner will be fine. It's just a chance for him to have a bit of a breather as the sun comes out once more. Jim Crawford looks pretty relaxed there, doesn't he, with Alan Reynolds beside him. Reynolds, formerly a manager with Waterford in the League of Ireland, and Jim Crawford, of course, actually played under-21 international himself. If you went back to 1993-94, Crawford won 3 caps at under-21 level. Former manager with the Irish under-18 side, Crawford, who took over from Stephen Kenny back in April of last year.
No, stay, Johnny, stay, Johnny, stay.
Here's Connell. Ball played forward to Gilbert. Conor Noss. McEntee. Here's Luca Connell again. A lovely left foot, Connell. Gilbert. Out to Ferry. Plenty of players in the middle to aim at. If he can get the ball across. Just ran it out of play. Took the advertising hoardings out with him as well. It was a little more promising from the Irish, though. They had a good spell of possession and had plenty of players in attack, but no final ball for them to work with. Flynn gets it back from Connell. Here's Shane Flynn again, the 19-year-old from Leicester City. Gavin Kilkenny. It's a clever ball inside from Kilkenny. Well found, Gilbert. Can Alex Gilbert get a shot away? Well, he's found Kilkenny, who was onside. Gilbert dispossessed, and the free kick has been awarded for that challenge by Alex Gilbert on Hajdara. Gilbert, who's been playing with Brentford. The ball given away to Tyreek Wright there now. Can he come up with a cross? Deflected off the Swiss defender and into the arms of Justin Hamill. Volner sliding the ball down the line there. Well read by Mark McGuinness, though. Kick awarded to the Republic of Ireland, taken quickly by McGuinness to McEntee, and now Shane Flynn. Like Brian Marsh, Shane Flynn had a brief spell with Bray before moving to Leicester. The offside flag goes up against Tyreek Wright. So it's not quite happening for the Irish team in this second half. As I was saying, with so many substitutions, it's hard to get a rhythm and get, you know, coordination in the team. But I suppose that's what these friendlies are all about, just giving players experience, game time, working out patterns. As Lungoy comes away, really good challenge there by McEntee to win the ball back for Ireland. Connell spreads it across to Ferry. Again, Connell looking to slide a ball forward, but it's been cut out by Switzerland, and they have a chance of a counter-attack here. They've plenty of numbers forward, Switzerland. Here's Lungoy bearing down on goal, just forced a little wide. Well played back, though, and close to a third goal again. And once more, it's that number 15, Gabriel Barres. Could have had a hat-trick in this game, Barres. He's had one already. Just curled his shot wide. He was under pressure. McGuinness did well to force the early shot. Here's Kilkenny. Flynn. Gilbert. Kilkenny stays wide. Here's Flynn again. Keep doing it is the message from the sideline. Ireland passing the ball, moving it from right to left, keeping possession. Will there be a final threat to the Swiss goal, though? It's a lovely crossfield ball there to find Kilkenny, who did well to cut inside. Gavin Kilkenny. And Gilbert just couldn't bring it under control on the edge of the area. Yeah, build-up was good until then. A header from McGuinness has gone out for a Swiss throw-in. Throw-in, that will be taken by Sylvain Volner. Can see why club sides from around Europe would want to come here and have their winter training break. Really good setup as Lungoy tries to make his way into the area. Cleared by McEntee, and it's gone out off a Swiss player for an Irish throw-in. Another problem for Switzerland here as Lungoy felt the effects of that clearance. game that's been played in a very good spirit. Just the one yellow card for Festi Ebusele in the first half, and even that was very harsh. Here's Ferry. So a win here for Switzerland will put them in good heart ahead of their European Championship openers in September against Gibraltar. They start with a match at home to Gibraltar before playing them away, so that, you would imagine, would be a handy 6 points to get their campaign underway for the Swiss. Flynn finds Connell. Nice crossfield ball to right. Ferry was on the overlap. Well tracked by the Swiss attacker. It's broken now for Marchand. Given away. Gilbert beaten to the ball there. Good challenge by Bouilloz. The Swiss bench appreciated that. Here's Conor Noss, and put under pressure by Lungoy, who's working hard to get back and maintain this clean sheet for Switzerland. Good ball into the area, but just too high for Afolabi, who couldn't make a clean contact on it. Johnny Afolabi, now 21 years of age, scored 3 goals for Dundee this season. He was part of that under-19 European Championship side. Jonathan Afolabi was actually named in the team of the tournament back in 2019. Flynn, the touch there, back to McEntee. The ball had gone out of play, though. In fact, it was a free kick to the Swiss for a foul. Back with Nicolas Bouilloz across to Hajdara. Good pressure there from Gavin Kilkenny. Kilkenny, like Conor Coventry, one of the more experienced players now in this under-21 side. He already has 7 caps at under-21 level, having been part of the last campaign. Gavin Kilkenny, former St. Kevin's player. Bouilloz now has a look up. Oh, it's a great ball. Really, I was going to say great distribution, but the offside flag has gone up against Amdouri. Troy Parrott remains the youngest goal scorer for the Irish under-21 side. When he scored against Armenia back in 2019, he was only 17 years and 7 months. At that point, Troy went on, of course, to play at senior level. Hopefully still has a big career ahead of him at senior level, Troy Parrott. Volner looking to go on the outside of right, plays the ball forward. Lungoyi crosses behind everybody. It's run through though to Barres. Good challenge by Flynn there in the area, had to be careful. Di Giusto, his shot was blocked by McEntee. Switzerland applying the pressure into the 90th minute of this game, already leading by 2-0. Brian Oko again, born in Houston in Texas, but very much part of this Swiss setup, the 18-year-old. Making his debut at under-21 level, Oko, but I think he'll win a lot of caps in the forthcoming campaign. And Brian Maher might be a little disappointed with the concession of that second Swiss goal, but he made a magnificent save to deny Longoy 3 minutes of additional time to play at the end of this game. Conor Noche to McGuinness. Ferry looking to slip it inside, but cut out by Marchand. And Longoy goes over to win his side a free kick. So as we enter into the last couple of minutes of this game, looks as if it's going to be Switzerland who travel back with the win in the bag, having had a useful week in the south of Spain. For Ireland, more matches to come though, of course. This is the first of 3 games, so it'll be interesting to see how Ireland fare against the Australians in midweek. Flynn, been closed down by Barres, finds McGuinness. Luca Connell helps it on to Ferry. There's Conor Noche. Dancing past a couple of Swiss defenders, but just one too many in Marchand there. Lovely ball. Well, I was going to say a lovely ball forward. In fact, it was too long. The intention was good from Marchand. There's Flynn. Kilkenny, who's looked busy since he came on. Into the area, Gavin Kilkenny, and then the final ball is disappointing. Just needed a little more composure there, Gavin Kilkenny. He did well to work the position inside the area. So lunch long by Justin Hamill. Collision on the far side there. Ferry seemed to pick up a bit of a knock there, but good to see him back up on his feet straight away. That was a yellow card for Longoy right at the end of this game for that challenge on Ferry. Ferry looking for options. Forced backwards to McGuinness. Last few seconds of the game in Marbella. Flynn. Kilkenny was just caught on his heels there. He wasn't expecting that pass forward. And the full-time whistle goes. It's a 2-0 victory for Switzerland. A useful exercise, I'm sure Jim Crawford will feel. And for Switzerland, they can start their European campaign off the back of a win here. For Ireland, more work to do though this week in Marbella. On Wednesday they take on the Australian Olympic team at 12 noon, and then next Saturday they finish off their 3-match stint with a game against the Danish under-21s. Goals from Leon Sturgiu after 12 minutes and Gabriel Barre 6 minutes into the second half, sealing the 2-0 win for the Swiss. Brian Maher with a wonder save to deny Longoy to keep it at 2-0. Fine piece of goalkeeping, but he did concede twice. It's Switzerland who've won this one by 2-0. Next up for Ireland, game on Wednesday against Australia at midday. From myself, Con Murphy, and all the team, hope you enjoyed this one. We'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye for now.